We're going to learn today the halachas of Pesach. The specific halacha we're learning why some people are concerned not to buy their milk during Pesach itself or their eggs, and they try to buy a supply before Yom Tov for the whole Yom Tov. So the truth is, it's nothing broad about it in Torah, Shulchan Aruch, and the Ramah. Doesn't say anything about not buying milk or eggs during Chol HaMoed. Doesn't say such a halacha. It's later on brought in Poskim Acharonim, for example, Kitzur Shulchan Aruch talks about it, Nishchai talks about it. The other Poskim Acharonim talk about it, that there's a problem, there's different opinions. Some saying don't buy it, like I said, milk and eggs during Chol HaMoed, and some saying you could buy it. Now, the machlokes is basically as follows: since the chicken, the hens, they're gonna eat in their farm, they're gonna feed them with some grains, it's chametz, and same thing they might feed the cows with some grains, which is chametz, and whatever they eat helps them to produce for the chicken. It helps to produce the eggs, and for the cow it helps to produce the milk. So since it was derived from chametz, those which you say you cannot derive any benefit from chametz, that's why I don't buy it on Chol HaMoed milk, because if they milked it on Chol HaMoed and it's ate chametz during Pesach, you're deriving a benefit, and you're not allowed to derive a benefit from it. And that's why they say you cannot have the chickens or the eggs. Now, why those which says you're allowed to do it, they say you're allowed to. So I'm going to read you, I'm starting from the end of it, then I'm going to go maybe a little bit explain why the Shulchan Aruch doesn't write about this anything, and why those Rosh are machmirim. I'm writing, first of all, let me read the Mishnah Berurah. Well, Inyan Cholov, I'm reading the Mishnah Berurah in Siman Tov Mem Ches. It's 448. Inyan Cholov shel behemo shechelas chametz. Buying a milk from an animal, a cow that eating during Chol HaMoed, during Pesach chametz. Afilu ishel nochri, even though it belongs to the goy, which makes it easier because the goy doesn't have to keep Pesach, and the mitzvah is for us, not for him. Nechleku acharonim bezeh. Acharonim are arguing about this. V'das haprima godim lahatir acholov shecholvo achar me'es l'es she'ach l'chametz. From the prima godim, if the cow ate the grain and you milked it only 24 hours later after the cow ate the grain, it's already okay, because that point already the grain turned into not chametz anymore, part of the animal. Now, yesh makilim, and some saying even, I mean, how would you know when you buy a cow, when you buy a milk, how would you know they milk it 24 hours after ate the grain? Before, you don't know. But then says some ma'amekel, the Mishnah Berurah says, afilu boy bayom. Afilu they ate the grain today and you took the milk today, it's okay. Imachel shachris ve'arvis medvorim amutorim. If the cow, and same thing would be regarding the chicken, if they eat not only chomet, but they eat other stuff, then it's okay, right? There is halacha in Yoreh De'ah, when something derived from davar osur, it's osur. If something derived from something not kosher, it's also not kosher. However, if the animal ate two together, it's called zebezeh goyrmim, two things causing to produce the milk. That's the grain chometz, and let's say it's some grass. Something with the chicken would be. They ate some grains and they ate something which is not chometz. Then the al pi halacha, that's okay. That's what the Mishnah Berurah brings. Now the Sha'arei Tshuva brings even furthermore, and I'm gonna say like this: Vayen b'shus beis Ephraim simul lamadei kasavti. Sha'arei Tshuva has few books. Sha'arei beis Ephraim, it's also his, and over there he brings a tshuva. He quotes his own tshuva. Sheimi cholevas. If you have a cow that gives milk, mutar le'echol cholav shecholim b'nomei Pesach. You're allowed to have the milk that was produced on Pesach and from that cow. He says clearly you're allowed to. Why? When we have a problem when the animal ate something not kosher, it makes we're questioning that animal now because, let's say, it got a few extra pounds from eating non-kosher. When we question this, he says, but when it was dovar ha'oso, something forbidden for the owner. Obviously, cows don't have any halachas. Cow couldn't eat anything. The owner of the cow. But he says, kivan shah chametz shel eno Yehudi mutar loy. We're talking about which cow over here. The owner is a goy, Jew, not allowed, obviously, to feed his cow chametz. We're going to talk about it in a minute if we have time today. So he says, we're talking about now a chametz of a goy, a cow of a goy. So what happened? Let's say the goy fed it chametz. So he says, Vu ma'achila beheter. Goy doesn't have any halachas of chametz. For the goy, it's 100% kosher. During Pesach, if a goy has a farm, he owns the cow, and he owns the chametz. The goy doesn't have Isur of chametz. The goy is a glad kosher. He doesn't have any chametz. So he didn't do any Isur. You can't say that behemoth, that cow, ate dovar osur. It's not osur to the cow. The cow doesn't keep mitzvahs, and the owner doesn't keep mitzvahs. It's not yours, so it's not called dovar osur. So he matters it. Now the truth is, if you think about it, I don't understand all the other poskim, the kitzur, the Ben Ish Chai, many others that they say don't eat that. Don't eat the milk. That's why many people like the minhag is, if you see before Pesach, people buy a lot of eggs. People buy because what's the minhag come from? What can you go to the store? Eggs all the time available. We're not in hunger time. So why do they buy this? From that, because a lot of poskim saying don't buy it during Chol Hamoed because maybe the chicken was fed with chametz. So the Sharet Shuva, which is the base of Frank, the same mechaber saying a good svara.
So what's the difference before or after? Like if it's the same.
No. If the chicken was fed chametz before Pesach, right. Before Pesach chametz is mutter. It's kosher. It's not kosher during Pesach, right? It's not kosher during Pesach. So that's why if it was fed during Pesach chametz and you got this eggs and that's helped to produce that egg, the food she eats, and because the cow it helps to produce the milk. What the cows eats, so the mele. It's you like benefiting from chametz b'Pesach. But he's saying you're not benefiting anything with Pesach from chametz because what the cow ate by a goy, it's the cow is belongs to the goy. The goy doesn't have keep it's all his. It's for him it's mutter. So the cow didn't eat davar ha'osur. Mele, you have no problem with taking this milk.
But in reality, unless you're going to the farm dafka on Chol Hamoed,
yes,
it doesn't apply because.
No. Let's say you buy today, you go middle of Chol Hamoed,
right?
Especially milk and eggs also. They go.
Most likely, it wasn't done.
Let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. When you're gonna go, now we have 2 days, Shabbos and Sunday is Pesach, right? And let's say you went to buy, maybe the milk was milk. The milk again, that's a quick. They're milking and they're selling it. They don't keep milk around. They don't freeze it. It's going to get spoiled. And let's say again 2 days into Chol Hamoed, possible that was milk. That was milk on Chol Hamoed and from the grain that the cow ate on Pesach. Possible. I'm not saying for sure. That's why they're careful. But I see we don't have time now. Tomorrow I'm going to continue with this halacha. Why take those which is saying it's also they're saying it's more look like this opinion looks to me the pastors, yeah. It's more going opinion because the Shulchan Aruch didn't bring one word about it. The Ramah, the Tur. So and also is right that there's no issue. The behemoth did not anything osur of it because for the goy it's mutter chametz, for the behemoth it's mutter chametz. So if it's the cow belongs to the Jew, it's a problem. You cannot feed it chametz. You're not allowed to eat to feed your animals with chametz. What?
It's not.
We don't know what's chametz. Let's say we know they feed it with the grain chametz. Let's say we know it. What was the problem? Okay, you can tell people careful. They're not sure. They don't want to buy it. But what's the problem? Even it's 100% chametz. The cow didn't eat anything forbidden. It's allowed to a goy to feed his animal. He doesn't keep chametz. So what's the problem? So like I said, I believe the other poskim were machmir, and I believe that's what we're going to learn tomorrow. But l'choira again, so the minhag is like this: if you want to buy before Pesach, it's good. Buy enough milk and eggs before. In case you don't have it, Lamai say you could go during Chol Hamoed, buy your milk and buy your eggs, no problem. Why the other poskim machmirim? Like I said, I'm going to explain this tomorrow. Okay, let's go down, Meir.
Just press end, and then end meeting.